God has entrusted me with a lot of things. With his son, first of all, this gift that he's given, we talk about it as God's grace. Well, what am I doing with that gift? Am I using it? Am I taking advantage of it? He's given me my life. He's given me my family. He's given me all these material blessings. And all of that should be used in a life of gratitude and service toward him. But can he trust me with them? This is Zach with the Quest for Greatness with a little twist on trust. Can God trust you? Our channel is simply about sharing what it means to have a relationship with God by exploring truth, by me sharing my walk with God with you, and by dispelling myths that a lot of us as Christians hold. Can God trust you? Everybody wants to know how to trust God and can I trust God, and rightfully so. But look, this is still a relationship. So let me flip that back on you and flip it back on me. Can God trust you with what he's given you? Can he trust me to be who he's designed me to be, to use the gifts that he's given me? Well, let me give that to you in a little bit. In fact, you'll find that word at the beginning of a story called a parable in Matthew chapter 25 and verse 14 when he talks about the parable of the talents. If you don't know the story, here it is real quick. A master is going away and he leaves his servants in charge of some of this stuff. And they had different currency back then. So he left one servant in charge of 5 of his talents, another in charge of 2, and another in charge of 1. And all he wanted to do, or all that master wanted them to do, is to be responsible with it. What would that master have done with his talents? Would he have used them? Would he have grown his money like most of us do? Or would he have just sat back on it? Well, he comes back after a long journey. The guy with 5 has doubled. He has 10. And the master says, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with a little, I'm gonna put you over much. Same with the guy that had 2. He doubles it, 4, same reaction. The other one has excuses. He had 1. He thought the master is really harsh and really hard and he wanted me to be responsible, and I was afraid, I was scared to let him down, I was scared to lose his talent. So when buried it in the ground, and he dug it back up and gave it to him like he had done good. And said, look, I was afraid. And the master said, no, you weren't afraid, you were wicked and lazy. And so he takes what he had, gives it to the one with 10, and then punishes. And you know how this relates to humanity, hopefully. If you don't, look that up, study it, and ask somebody how it relates. But Jesus, God has entrusted me with a lot of things. With his son, first of all, this gift that he's given, we talk about it as God's grace. Well, what am I doing with that gift? Am I using it? Am I taking advantage of it? He's given me my life. He's given me my family. He's given me all these material blessings. And all of that should be used in a life of gratitude and service toward him. But can he trust me with them? Or when he comes back, because he is coming back, will he look at me and say, well done, good and faithful servant, come into the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world? That's later on in Matthew 25, for people who are trustworthy. Can God trust you? If you look at later on in there, there's a lot of other people who hear a different message when Jesus comes back. Oh, the devil will make you think he's a wicked and hard master. He demands all these types of things. When you think about how much he's given and how much he's blessed, he demands and asks for so little that if you and I bury our heads and waste our whole lives doing nothing of any value. Again, what was the guy with 1 talent doing the whole time? He says he was gone after a long journey. He comes back. What was the guy with 1 talent doing? He said he was wasting his life. Well, how many of us have jobs and careers and college and all these other things and have nothing to do with the gifts that God gave us, and we're not using those at all? And we're wasting our lives, and Jesus may come back and call me wicked and lazy, take away my blessing, my gift, his sacrifice, and I'll be punished forever. Simple question. Can God trust you with what he's given? All right, question of the video. The whole video is a question, right? No, but seriously, you ever think about like when the boss is gone, are you a trustworthy person? Do you act like the same employee? Actually, it's the devil can actually trick us into thinking that God's not around. Well, can he trust you when you think he's not looking, when you think no one's paying attention and he sees? Can he trust you at all times when you're alone, when you're with other people? Answer below in the comments. Look, every relationship is about trust. I mean, that's what it is. If we just keep talking the whole time about trusting God, it's almost like God's on trial, you know what I mean? Like he's the one that's got to perform and we don't think about, hey, what's my role in this? Do I need to live up to a level of expectation? And look, he's given me these. We talk about these gifts, like, and we'll talk about giving to other people and say, well, I don't know if I trust them to keep this or to use this because they may not give it back in the perfect condition or whatever else. And then these gifts that God's given me, maybe I don't think about it as much. Maybe we don't think about it as much as, am I trustworthy? You made it to the end. Thank you for watching this video. Do what took me forever to remember to do and hit that like button beneath, especially if this video helped you out. Share this with other people so that they can benefit from it as well. And if you want to keep up with what's going on here at Quest for Greatness, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell that'll let you know when new videos are released. And I really hope this helps you. See you next time.